Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Siddha Vetha webinar series. So today's topic is on Ashtanga Yoga, or Ashtanga Yoga we call. 8 different steps for evolving. Humanity to evolve, you need 8 different steps. So we will start with a gentle meditation. Close your eyes. Gently focus on your breath. See how long you breathe, the length of your air that goes in, inhalation, and how long it goes out, or what is the pressure. Focus on the breath. Pressure units are called matras in ancient days. How much goes in is usually lesser compared to that goes out. We call 8 matras. When we inhale, when we exhale, it is 12 matras. So we are a deficiency of 4 matras every time we breathe in and breathe out. So try to breathe in more deeply and breathe out normal. So whatever you're breathing out is okay, that you should not control that. But breathing in, you can breathe in. Unless you have a controlling method like Tirumula Pranayama. Certain times we have to breathe out in for a particular time. Here we are normally breathing in, inhale. So when you're inhaling, whole body, like your stomach, fill your stomach, chest area, head, etc. And then exhale everything out. Okay. Inhale gives little pressure on inhalation. Gently rub your hands. Do eye palming. Now, so this is Ashtanga Yoga. Atta only become 8. 8 in Tamil we say. So we have all Siddhas only wrote this Ashtanga. Ashtanga Hridayam, you have heard about. All the documents like Patanjali, Tirumular, all are Siddhas who wrote either in Tamil, Sanskrit, or versions. But I'm going to give you the not one type of Ashtanga mentioned in the literature, but very practical one that I have developed a number of years understanding what the Siddhas are talking about. I've been practicing 40 years. And we call Saramsam. The Saramsam is what I'm going to give in a nutshell. So it's a very vast topic, 8 type of. So how do we condense that? Is there a hack to get into the higher level? And is that possible? So let us see, So Yama is the first level. Yama, Yamam, Niyamam, Asanam, Pranayamam, Pratyagaram, Taranai, Dhyanam, and Samadhi. You can, these things here are available. You can go to ChatGPT or Google, you find all this. You don't have to understand you don't have to worry about knowing the terms. But it's very important to know, like, there are steps. Understand the concept here. Not focused on terms, terminology, and if you don't know, it doesn't mean, you don't know anything. Because terminology belongs to some culture. So that is not very important. But concept is very important. So I've seen people who are great meditators and they fail miserably because they haven't practiced the basic yama niyamas. You can be a very good deeper meditator also, but you will not be able to achieve because you are not disciplined in life, not following the basic protocols in life. So yama is very important, the first step. So since it's a vast topic, we can break down this into yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. Yamam, niyamam, asanam, pranayamam, the first step. Because the other 4 are higher steps, advanced. So we'll start with this, but advance somehow you're going to do that parallelly. Certain aspects are very important. So there is a challenge if you're just doing, okay, I am telling you, this is the thing, you have to wake up in the morning, early morning, and you know that, but you could not wake up. So that is a challenge for you. You want somebody to help you wake up, or you want to do some technique that you can wake up. So maybe I'll tell you breathe in, and then again, breathing in or anything is an advanced version compared to what you want to do as a dinacharya every day. So this is like a double-edged knife, right? So there is a challenge today, even though if I give you a lot of rules, people are not ready to follow also. It's a problem. You're telling me to do this. You're telling me to wake up. You're doing this. You have to. So modern lifestyle, we have a lot of challenges. Why we have challenges in this yoga? We have come up with a science and technology that was not focused on the self. So this is a problem in nature because we have marketed that science and technology that took over all the real truth. There's an illusion created that truth is from a false is created as truth. Oh, this is what is truth is. This is how you have to live. You have to have your 401k. You have to do, savings. You have to build your investor. If your success is like how much money you have, how many things you have, how many houses you have, all these things. It's a modern illusionary concepts. And people will be happy if you have a guru who says that you have to make money and be happy, that's what life is. So many gurus also started to bring this concept of, okay, money is very important in life, and the more the money you have, the better you can. But the real focus is, I'm not saying you don't have to have money. It's also important in life, economy. How do you balance this? So yama is a step one is what not to do. That's the first step, they say. And many sage scientists, first step, Agasthyar, Tirumular, first step comes Kollami. Kollami is non-killing. So that is the first step in yama. If I tell this, people will run away. But this is the first step in the literature, Kollami. So, Kollai, Panchamaga Pavangal. Kollai, Kalavu, Katpalipu, Poime, Poi Solami. So these are Kalavu, so these are Panchamaga Pavas, like, which are the biggest sins the world. They say these 5 things. So this is part of the Yama Vidhi. The first step comes in Yama. What not to do? See, you can do 10 things that are good, but the things that you do bad takes over that, the good thing that you did. So now we have a challenge here, because do we have to then meditate? If you do this only, you can go to the next level, right? So that's what the step says. If you do the first 10 principles, capture those, and then all the பேராசை சினம் கடும் பற்று முறையற்ற பால் கவர்ச்சி உயர்வு தாழ்வு மனப்பான்மை வஞ்சம். That's kama krodha lobha moga madam acharya. So this, if you follow this, right, Panja Maga Pavangal, the sins that we do, 5 sins, and the 5 different temperaments, if you control that, only then you go to next level, Niyamam. Niyamam is what to do. But this is a big challenge, because in order, somebody is already doing something wrong, somebody is a robber, how do we tell them to stop rob? Then you can go to higher things. He's going to keep robbing. So we have to tell him some techniques. You can do some breathing exercise, slow down, practice, etc. So we're giving advanced techniques to solve the problem. So we should not take Ashtanga Yoga just like that. What has been mentioned. Today's world, we have to change the meaning of the Ashtanga Yoga. We have to utilize so that it fits into the today's lifestyle. So what we have to do, so first part is Kolame. Kolame is non-killing. Non-killing applies to not only human being, it applies to all living beings. So that's the first thing. If you learn Tirumandaram, that's the first thing it says. In the and Kolame also comes in the Panchamaga Pavangal. Panchamaga Pavangal means 5 big sins that you're causing. That is Kolame, Kolai, Kolami. Kolai is like Kollai means stealing. Kolai is killing. Kollai is stealing. Then Kalavu, Karpalipu. So you're causing the was immoral sexual passion, you can say. Immoral sexual passion. So this only comes in the Perasai, Sinam, Kadupatra, Murayatra Palkarchi, Uirvutal Manapanme. This is coming in the say here, Uirvutal Manapanme, Vanjam. So Sinam, Kadumpatra, Murayatra Palkarchi. The Murayatra Palkarchi means extra marital affairs. So this is what Murayatra Palkarchi. Here, in the first step, Katpalipu, because that is also called Katpalipu. Katpalipu means whether you're doing it willing or not, doing any adulteration is called Katpalipu. So whether they're willing or not, because what they consider as Garbha Vidya is husband and wife, they have to be so so much in synchronization such that their sexual vital fluid becomes a very strong force. So therefore you need to have this kind of an essence created, and if that essence is adulterated, you will have more karma sins created. So that's why Karpalipu. Poi solami, lying to get money, lying to get this, that, anything that you do is also against is the rule. So now the question would be, sometimes we lie because our children, we have to lie certain things. Is that good? Now we look into the result of the lies. Look at when you lie, what happens? End result. So if you are having a benefit in the lie for everyone, then this lie is okay. So that's how we have to take it. Because today's world, you cannot openly speak everything in truth. So the way we have to do is very diplomatic, but the end, you have to be truthful to yourself. That's very important. You have to be truthful to what you're doing. If you're lying and that lie causes a problem to self or others, then that is a real lie. So that is very important. So now the so like that we have the 10 steps they are giving, Perasai. Perasai is like Perasai only, not Asai. Asai means you are liking some food or you want to live in a house. That's our Asai. Okay. But Perasai is like having too many things. I want to have this kind of food, particularly, having pure food is different. But having different kind of thing, I want to eat in 10 different restaurants. This is my kind of food. That's the habit I found. That's the only. So even small, or you're having, I want to have 10 houses, I want to make. So all these things, what happens? your energy will drain, so you will not have time for your body and mind. That's why parasai is a use. Parasai should become into asai or little desire. Without desire, you cannot live. And anger. So if you're angry, you're losing your biomagnetism. So you will always, your energy is wasted. So you will not be able, others, also the curse will come. The curse wave will reflect back, and that will not let you go up, evolve. Kadumpatru. Kadumpatru is a deep possessiveness. Your possessiveness. This is my cloth. This is nobody should touch this. This is my thing. My pen. They will be each one the small kadumpatru. Oh, I'm only talking about pen. Even that should not be there. That's also big. Nothing belongs to us because all this goes away. Nothing is yours. So when you understand this, that doesn't mean should I give up all this? I have a case filed on this. Should I give up? That's a different story. What you have to do is but the detachment should be there. So if somebody takes your property, what would you do? Definitely you will file a case or do whatever legally you wanted to. But the detachment that went away from you should not affect you. So that detachment is important. Whatever, because nothing is owned. Nothing is going to be permanent here. We all will leave and go. We don't know when. So before that, detachment, when you get detachment, only this level comes. So I would call this as a detached attachment, similar to a lotus in water, oil in water. All these are examples. They do not touch the water. They are still there. They're separate, but it's inside. They're not mixing. Like that in this life, we have to be mixing with everyone, but you're separate. So this is very important. To detached attachment. You're part of this life. You cannot say detachment. Detachment will make you your sannyasi or somebody, but detachment is impossible. Detachment is giving up. Detachment is getting out of your duties. You're not doing your duties. You got all your food and everything. The community has raised you. Your parents raised you. The community, all your relatives did many good things for you to come up, but you're not giving back, escaping. That's not the way. So kadame is like duty we have to do. It's very important. So detached attachment is very much possessiveness. So that is one point. Murayatra palkavarchi, that's what I told you. Adulteration, that is where we have to maintain that. Murayatra palkavarchi means when there is a need, you can be with your husband or wife, and there is a need, the real need. But a mind wavers here and there, and you have this becomes a big problem. Main problem it becomes. If your mind is not content and mind is wavering, and you will fall into the pit. So this has been mentioned. The ancient literature is very dangerous. Vindu Vittavan, Nondu Kettan, we call it as a saying, old saying. Whoever gave up this thing, they will, miserably, they'll be very miserable in your life. So, it's a very discipline, high discipline. This discipline is mentioned in many literatures, not only the Indian literature, and also in the Islamic traditions and Bible. All these mention discipline. in the sexual life, how disciplined it has to be. But in the Siddhas, they have given methods to recycle. How to use that? So, see, many mentioned, because see what happens in religious things. When it comes to religion, they become very strong. You have to do this, but real possibility is not there. Difficulty is there. So they have to lie now. So many religious believers are liars. It doesn't matter which religion they are. Many are liars because the Buddha says something, the disciples will do something else. Because the rules are so strict, but they cannot follow in life. So that's why we need a transdisciplinary approach where how do we do this? So there is a recycling method, a Kaya Kalpa Siddhi method, where we strengthen the sexual vital fluid, keeping it focused. That's very important. And these methods, if you don't know, you can be in any religion, but it will not work out. You cannot really practice this. So that is why it's important to understand what our ancestors told. What is the knowledge in this? Learn Tirumandiram. Tirumandiram. மூலமாம் குளத்தினிலே முளைத்தெழுந்த கோரே காலமே எழுந்திருந்து நாலுகட்டு அறுப்புரேல் பாலனாகி வாழலாம் பரபிரம்மம் ஆகலாம் ஆலமுண்டர் கண்டபாதம் அம்மைப்பாதம் உண்மையே. So morning you have to do some practice. He says particular practice, and if you do that particular practice called the Kaya Kalpa, you will ever live strong. Balanagi Valalam means you become younger, like a little kid. Parabrahmam Agalam, you become the Parabrahmam through that. So that's what it says. Okay, so that is the essence of the. So there is a essence energy that can be recycled. So this technique, if you know, our mind will be strong. So these are, if you lose that, again the yama is, you're not following the yama. These are discipline. So discipline life is very important. So that, but so there is a technique. So just by doing discipline, you know this, but I cannot follow. What do we do? So that is why, again, you need higher levels. So this parallel practice is very important. The higher level is the Kaya Kalpa, learning how to recycle. So today you cannot just do yama alone without touching the advanced levels. So that is a hack. So we have to hack. So we have to get into higher levels, get that knowledge, and again practice basic. So this is again and again you have to keep coming, practice. So the idea is you have to practice. I'm repeating this, right? So you have to practice again and again this technique, so that, so whatever we preach, we cannot follow in a religion. So we need to get into this knowledge to get there, this ancient knowledge, so that we can implement that in our life, right? So there is a need for advanced knowledge and the basic knowledge, which is yama, parallelly, because advanced knowledge is learning the Kaya Kalpa method, how to recycle. So today you cannot do like ancient way, I go step by step, because those days they had nothing in their mind. So say, for example, Tirumular was around 3,000 years. He lived around 3,000, they say. But say his life itself, from now to 3,000 years back, he's talking about these advanced techniques. But those days, if you look at the purity of mind of people, they would have been very highly pure. They were very advanced beings, and the people would just do, there's no other thinking, there's no other advancement. All these desires and all are not there. There are no big houses, there are no, they had little temples. The house, the focus was on the temple was the main thing for the house. So the focus was very different. But today we are very diluted, so we cannot follow those things. So that's why it's very important. You can be in any religion, but you won't be able to follow your own religion. It is 100% sure. It doesn't matter how big you are, how greater you are in your religion in a position, right? You may be the head of your religion, still it won't be possible. It is impossible unless you go deeper and you know these techniques, recycling techniques. You cannot be in discipline. And so this is about the பேராசை சினம் கடும்பற்று முறையற்ற பால்க்கு அரைச்சி உயர்வு தாழ்வு மனப்பான்மை. உயர்வு தாழ்வு மனப்பான்மை means what? Seeing you and me equally. How is that possible? Say suppose I evolved, your higher being, you evolved, you know all the shastras, mantras, all those things you are doing, and somebody else doesn't know. They are not doing this. You are doing all those things, but you are underestimating the other person because you don't know that this person is also God. So if you do not see God in everyone, whatever you learned is useless. You will not advance. If you don't see equality in everyone, you will never advance. If you think that somebody is inferior than you, you will never achieve higher goals. If you see divinity is only part of it, beyond cultures, beyond religion, beyond everything. If you cannot see humanity as equal, like you, not only humanity, as all living beings. All living beings is the God, essence of God. That consciousness has been part of the evolved into this being. And it is living there. So if you see that, you're seeing your husband, wife, your spouse as a being, that's a conscious being, your children as a conscious being, your parents as a conscious being, and then you expand that to your greater, relatives and the world. As you extend that, you will see that God is only everything. So if you don't see, so for this, what is needed? Can we just think that? And so you need a higher level knowledge of a Brahmanyanam is needed. Brahmanyanam means, Brahma means not like religion. I have to use some words. Brahma is not somebody who's living there. It is something that is there. There is only one God. There is no separate gods. That consciousness is part of everything. So if you understand this consciousness is the essence, who is rotating the atoms in you? The particle, right? The particle is mentioned. Tirumandiram mentions, you take one Pasuin Romam. Pasuin Romam means you cut down the width of a little the hair that comes from the cow's tail, right? So take like whatever the thickness, that amount you take the width, then you break down into 1,000 parts and take one piece and break 100,000 times. That is the size of an atom he gives, size of a particle. It's called Anu, Paramanu. This Paramanu, that particular Paramanu is in our body, that is our life force. In this life force only become other fundamental Panchabhutas, four states of matter, other four states of matter. And if you look at, you zoom in and look at, even at a cellular level, we all are same. But at a particle level, you cannot even differentiate. There is no difference. You, I, everything that is inside us is us. So if you find the difference, that means you have a problem. So I'll see, if you look at any religion, what they say, every religion says they are very superior. There's nothing like this. Our religion only, you follow this, they will brainwash you. So religion brainwashes people because they will tell that this is the superior knowledge, and therefore what happens, you are inequality. You will see, okay, I am seeing a Muslim I will see, okay, is Islamic, is not in my thing, I have a different principle, so you differentiate people. He is an Islamic guy. Or you are, I am a Christian, you want to see other cultures, we are the Christians, we are everywhere, we are 70% of the world, everybody wants to become Jesus Christ. We want to, everybody, we spread everything. So the moment whoever is not a Christian, you start to differentiate. Oh, he is not Christian, he doesn't. So like that, cultural wise, I'm not white, I'm not white skin, you're not white skin. I'll differentiate. You're a very black, you're an African guy, you're not our color. Like this. These all are big sins. Big sins. You will never prosper in life. You will never go up. These are basic fundamental. This is a yama vidhi. This is not advanced at all. See where we are in today's life. We are not only just doing the yama is the first step, what not to do. There itself we are not passing. So how you can go to higher levels? So that's why it's very important. So the yama, so the the 6 types of temperaments, பேராசை, சினம், கடும்பற்று, முறையற்ற பால் கவர்ச்சி, உயர்வு தாழ் மனப்பான்மை, வஞ்சம். Vanjam is vengeance. Vengeance also is a power, it says. Keep vengeance, okay, you forget and move. Why are you holding to that? It's okay. They came to remove your karma. That's all. Somebody need to remove your karma, forgive, and go forward. It's okay. Nothing you're going to lose. Oh, he cheated me $100,000 or this many thing, you took away. It's okay. Bless him. Whatever you get, you will get it. Nobody can stop what you will be getting from this universe. Nobody can also stop what will get away from you. So if you understand this principle, nothing is permanent. Very getting out and getting in also is not yours. Think about it. Nothing in this universe is permanent. So this is the yama vidhis. So Panchamaga Pavangal, avoid the big sins. Follow the basics. So one principle that I would follow after learning is a very big model. This is the model. If you take this principle and follow, this all will come into place. I will not harm. It's the golden rule. This is the yama vidhi. Okay. Yama vidhi. I will not harm the self or others. Right. So, Vetha Maharishi is my great guru. Gave this principle and I just expanded to a little bit on that and look into very deeper. Then I found that there is a very deep meaning into this. Not just like saying I'm not arms for others, but it will cover the most essence of the ahimsa principle that the Siddhas are talking about. So the self or others, I will not harm, right? Self or others, that others include other things, even the environment. I will not harm the self or the environment, others, in the present or in the future. So one thing you can present, you can be good, right? Present you're covering a tree with some plastic, but the plastic get observed, and future is a problem. So today you're doing only, I'm covering, it's cold here, I'm going to cover this plant, this is what. So that also we have to take. The present or in the future, physically or mentally. So mind wise also you should not think of harm. So this is a yama vidhi. If you practice this, say for example, I am wearing this jute shirt, right? So This has minimum damages. If you wear a jute or a cotton, cotton is the best, right? Linen, all are natural materials. So I will not harm self or others in the present or in the future, physically or mentally. You are suppose you are wearing polyester because it's cold. I'm wearing, we need jackets here, all polyester material. But I don't wear, I do at least maintain with, if not organic, I'll just maintain with cotton to that level. But this is not harming yourself now, but it will harm the environmental later, and also it's not a biocompatible. You get observed, nanoparticles get observed into you, so you're harming yourself. So like this, you have to look into the freedom that is given by to humanity. Human beings have 3 degrees of freedom. Okay, so 3 degrees of freedom are the freedom to use the physical body, the freedom to use the mind, and the freedom to use the consumerism, right? The freedom to consume. So all these 3 things will do mistakes. That is where Yama Vidhi need to be applied now. So that's what I'm giving in a nutshell. This one formula only for Yama Vidhi. Not harm the self or others, physically or mentally, right? In the present or in the future, in the name of education, politics, medicine, anything. Say I take a, which is a Yama Vidhi, I take some medicine, some paracetamol. Today it looks good. Tomorrow it's damaging my liver. It is what? Is it a Yama Vidhi or no? Is it come under this? What do you think? It's only medicine, no? So I want to ask you a question. Yes. So it is coming under. So it is okay. You're saying it is okay to take that medicine? According to this. So depending on your thing, whether you take medicine is up to you. You can discuss. But this is the vidhi I follow. So if you are following, this is the thing, that, but there are medicines that will cure you. I'm telling there are medicines that are available that will naturally cure you. You align with the nature. So nature medicine is there. Ancient Siddha Ayurvedic medicines are there. You can take those. They are against, you take within that also, you take the medicines that are, because today they take medicines from everything that destroys the planet also. Even in Ayurveda, Siddha, they take things that are destroying the planet. Either the resources are not there, or they can even kill some animals and take also. So this principle has to be followed. That's why I'm telling any Siddha or Ayurveda medicine by itself, it doesn't mean it's very advanced. So we have to apply the Yama Vidhis, rules of Yama. So same way, so this is this principle that I told you, the self for others, using the 3 degrees of freedom rightly, physical body, what all you can do without harming yourself and others, right? So those things. Now, niyama, asana will come there itself. After niyama only, asana comes. But here itself, this physical body, you can do exercises that are giving you good benefit. Okay, that will not harm you. Any exercise that will harm you, you can avoid those exercises. Usually people go and jump somewhere, not knowing the importance of this body. They want to show in YouTube, they want to jump from a cliff, right? And die. So that is why. So they have to somehow, right? Yeah, well, that's a different story. Compare, So this is, Andy is asking a question whether, the compassion death sometimes, So that is a different story. If somebody is really, really suffering, we are talking about compassion death. But if you look at, in reality, nature knows what is pain, how much pain a human being can sustain. See, if nature, the consciousness knows when suppose somebody is in an accident, bleeding, and is suffering, right? We know that we cannot take them to the hospital, is going to die. The divinity knows that how much pain that person can bear. Because divinity is not a non-living thing. It is living. That divinity knows when to take his life. Only when it is going beyond certain thing, the divinity will take the life. The pain, oh, okay, this is my child. He cannot bear the pain anymore. I am taking him. So there is a higher consciousness, bigger consciousness that will do. We all are small ones. You don't have to do those things. It's not needed. It could be any ritual anywhere, but this is not needed at all. Right. Yeah, these things have happened in the past, probably, doesn't really matter. Okay, so sometimes this happens. If a person, there is 1,000 people, he comes and takes a gun, can you protect him? Of course. Of course, there are sometimes you have to shoot them, or whatever way it is there, they do that. That is absolutely fine. But that taking control over, is what is not a good idea. Sometimes we do need those things. So now this is the first step. I'm talking about only the Yama Vidhi. I'm not going to cover everything, so we'll cover every one step. Niyama, what all you have to do. So I'm only covered the Yama Vidhi. First four are very important. So Yama Niyama. So I will talk about only the first part. I've talked about what not to do, because if you think about what you want to do, there are a number of things you want to do, but the n number of things you are here, but what to not to do will be somewhere here. And whatever you're doing, it doesn't work. Say, for example, in Niyama Vidhi, what to do, second part, for example, in Niyama, there are many things that you want to do, right? For example, you have to wake up in the morning. Yeah, that is part of it. But in the Niyama Vidhi, your mind is you're doing so much of things. You're lying. Somebody is calling you. You took some money and you're trying to run from them. Lying. Now you cannot wake up. Why would you wake up in the morning? You will not be able to wake up in the morning. You don't care about that part. So that is why you need to have a balance. So Yama is very important, the discipline. But as I told you, more Niyama is also, it comes very equally. Certain part of Niyama need to be practiced parallelly. For certain types of yoga, asanas also practice parallelly. And sometimes you have to switch to higher levels also. Pratyaya, Tarani also. Sometimes. Tarani is a higher level of concentration, all focused on certain aspect. Focusing meditations, all those things are also important. So I would give like a ratio. Say in a time, most of the time you practice Yama Niyama, then of course the asanas and higher levels, pranayamam and all have to practice a certain time 20 minutes, 5 minutes like that. You keep shifting, then the shift will happen. Because you have, today we have difficulty just following Yama Vidhi because you need the energy, biomagnetism, everything to do that. Unlike those days where they just evolve very fast, by doing the discipline and they get there. But today it's very difficult. We need a hack. So that's why I give certain hacks for this. So if you are in one of my retreats, I do this. So you come to a retreat, you can learn. Say now North Carolina, we have a retreat. So there's mentioned on the in the chat. If you can look at, there's a North Carolina retreat is there. So this is on 30th, 31st, and 1st of February. So if you come there, I'll give you some hack techniques. Why I cannot give right away the hack techniques is because hack is not a small thing. So you need to intensify the field in you, and then you can get there. That you'll get a boost, and then you can change. It's possible. Like if you do 3 retreats, you'll make say 40-50% changes in life. That's all I'm telling you. That is a big thing. Then you slowly change. That means you need some boost level from somebody who has experience. Not necessarily me. If you have somebody is giving, it's also fine. But you need a boosting technique that you can hack, and then you can practice. You can practice the Yama Vidhis. Because Yama Vidhi is not very easy following. Every time you have to put in a thing, what all this, all the different things, pera, saisinam, kadumpatra, all the kama, krodha, lobha, moga, madam, achiryam. So all these things, write down. Because even anger comes till the end. Whatever level you are, it will come. Even you become a sannyasi or great yogi and all, you get angry. Angry need to be only avoided. So we need to, anger comes in different forms. It'll be very intense form. It'll be inside. It'll turn into worry also. All those things. So slowly we need to tick down. Okay, today I'm 3 hours. I'm not going to get angry. Start with that. I'm not good to angry. You're a very high pitta person, say, for everything you get angry. Then I say, okay, let me slow down. 3 hours, I'm not getting angry today. Then you extend that. One day, this Friday, I'm not getting angry. Rest of the day, you get angry. That's fine. Like that, you slowly change yourself. Take one by one step at a time. You see, this is the first step. So, why you have to do this? All these things. Life is designed. Life is not designed for you to live and die just like that. This life is not designed that way. Oh, leave me alone. I'm not interested in any devotional things, all these spiritual aspects, and I don't care. You don't care, you suffer and die. That's all. Your life is not designed for normally living. There's nothing called normally living and dying. You cannot. You will suffer. This life is designed to evolve. In order to get into full evolution, to become a complete yourself, not anybody else. Because you have been brainwashed by your own culture, by your own religion, or by your own country. Something makes you make you believe this is the thing, and you have to hack that. You have to break that. If you don't break that, you will be there only. It's right. If your religion or culture or anything is helping you evolve, that is fine. But it is keeping you suppressed. Get out of this. You need to evolve independently. That independent evolution, you should have the freedom. That freedom only will take you up. Without having that individual freedom, you will never evolve. So that is the basic individual right. Beyond anything, you have your own freedom, free will to evolve. So this is very important aspect. Okay, so now with this note, we can you can open up for some questions, right? So I only covered the Yama Vidhi. We'll see Niyama and all. Parallelly, we'll see in the next sessions. Yes, please open up for any questions in this. Yes. Yes, please. Nobody has a question? I'll be very surprised if you don't have questions. Please list. Yeah, I'll list all the items. Okay, I'm going to share you a note of the Panchamaga Pavas, like the 5 scenes, and the 5 to everyone for circulation. 6 temperaments. Okay, so you can have it, so our IT team will circulate. So I'll give it to everyone so that you'll know and take a list of this. And these are the sins. It doesn't matter. If you look at any culture, any religion you go, these are very important. Everything, Jesus says this clearly. Muhammad Nabi says this clearly. Judaism principles. Look at Judaism. The main principles. But they're limited to that, whatever culture they are and whatever practices. It is all cultures, all religions are limited. And it is depending on the culture, the age and all, they have given certain aspects only. It is not fulfilling. If you hold on to one religion, you will never evolve. That is true. That's true. It includes in India also there are holding to Gurujis. One Guru, I'll hold on to and follow this. You will never evolve. It's not possible to evolve with one Guru's knowledge, and they will keep you very blinded with this, right? So you want to break that. You want to have your own freedom. That is where you can have access knowledge. Your knowledge is different. You need a different kind of knowledge to evolve. It's not similar to what I have. My knowledge may be useful for you, but you will also have your own intuitive knowledge that you get as you evolve, that you will be a very different you. And you are born to be unique. You're not born to be somebody else. And you're not born to be a follower. Initially, you follow certain things, but you are a leader by yourself. You are divine consciousness. And everything within you only will guide you. So this, if you understand, you can definitely go very fast pace, right? And you can become a member. You can get membership benefits also if you want to sign for our membership, so you can attend a number of things, and all this. See, these are modern things, but we have to do. That's the practical thing we are doing. Even though we cannot live like ancient ways, there are limitations of what we do today. With whatever we have to utilize the best way, and not be too greedy. Same time, you cannot do without anything. So we need to balance that. So that is very important in the modern way of understanding, how the ancient principle can be incorporated with the current society, right? Okay.
So, Dr.
Any?
Shan,
Yes.
Smuthu, quick question on maybe it's a long answer. It might you might have to do a separate 1 hour class on this, but uh, at some point we have to learn from you. There is there is a I mean, the idea of doing all the yoga meditation rituals is not to suffer ourselves, right? Like waking up early in the morning or whatever, right? So, but it all leads to greater happiness, right? So, with the divine, living the divine life, right? So, even like what you're saying, right? The conscious living, like, why, but not by wearing cotton cloths, not using polyester, is not a sacrifice. It is, there is a level of comfort and peace that comes with it, right? So maybe you can talk about what is in store for people who are practicing it, right? So it is not like a sacrifice to come on a Sunday morning to listen to you, like doing something else. The process of learning will lead to a bigger accomplishment in life, and we need to get a taste of what we are going towards, right? So right now we think, oh, sitting at home is easy than not coming to the retreat in North Carolina, right? So, but making that change will lead to a better life, and it will eliminate, not only eliminate problems, it also brings more peace and happiness in life, right? So maybe you can talk about it a little bit, give idea
Yeah.
what is in store for people practicing it,
Right.
despite the practical life is not helping us, right? Like
Right.
there are limitations in trying to do things.
Yeah. Well, this is a very balancing thing. So what we have to do, say for example, I am not able to. I am asking my wife to buy a cotton. She doesn't buy, for example, right? So now because of that, I will be angry, and she did not buy this. She bought this polyester, and I'm wearing polyester now, and I always concentrating on my polyester dress, and I'm not getting meditation. So this is a different story. There are two things to look at here. If you cannot follow certain things, you hold on tight to whatever is available. But when you're away, when something is hold on, if you whatever goes up, take that up. If your meditation goes deeper, go into that, and then make the changes. If you're able to make the changes first, do the changes, then meditations will evolve. So it's like a two-way, like vice versa thing. This will go, it's they're inversely proportional, we can say, right? One goes up, another goes down. This goes down, another goes up. So we have to balance this. So that is why we should not be see, if you look at the Vedic principles people follow, they become so much into the Vedic thing that the essence they will forget. They think they're superior just because they recite the mantras, all these things, but not with the catching the hold of. And that's why all these people like Siva Bakir break down. All these things, they say it's all waste. Mantrangal, all these mantras are waste. If you're not focused, the concentration, the divinity concentration is not there. Any mantra you recite, all this becomes waste. It's useless. And if you start to differentiate people that, okay, he doesn't know mantra, or, all these things becomes waste. So following these principles also, we have to see where we are, and this is very important. It comes hand in hand. So both inward and outward transformation, both should happen simultaneously, you know, and slow. If you're waiting for only outside transformation, inside will not happen. So we need to have a balance. We need to start doing certain practices, meditation that will give willpower to make the changes also. So that's why today we have to see the Ashtanga Yoga very differently, not unlike what they have been seeing from the past. Yeah.
Right. That is correct. But I'm talking more about trying to understand, like there is a lot of benefit in doing this,
Yes.
doing the practice, right? So it is not like nobody is trying to teach people to do something that is more difficult than what they are already having in their life. Like, they have a busy life, 9 to 5 job, all that, right? With all that, you are adding one more thing. It's not like that, right? So learning this ritual, learning these practices is going to benefit and bring more comfort to the life down the road.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. I got your point. I just added this
yeah,
so
yeah.
that people, we should not think that this is the only thing. But yes, of course. So I'm living a normal life. I'm telling you, I'm living a normal life. I'm doing whatever activities you are doing only. This transformation comes because I practiced. I practice this. I practice meditations for a long time and only meditations without following other things, very deep meditations. But then I got sick. I got problems. And I see other people who are also meditating. They follow certain guruism and all. They also problem. They did not change their food. They ate the same old food taking from fridge. I go to New Jersey, I see they taking from fridge, and after 1 month they'll give it to me. Then I tell them, you are meditating for so long, if transformation not happened in your food, all these meditations will be wasted. So both should happen. The meditation change the way you eat, what you eat should matter, right? And the other also, the what you eat should evolve you into higher dimensions. So both should go hand in hand. Step, right, parallel, then only these things work. That's why these two things are important. And for modern life, what we can do, that's what I'm going to tell. And that's why these things are very important. The retreats, we can go deeper. That's all. Gupta ji, you have some comments.
Yeah, so Dr. Shan, so I just want to clarify when you talk about the yam, it's the very first step, right? So you have yam, you have niyam, as you said, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, etc. Right? So
Right.
is yam the foundation of the Ashtanga Yoga or any yoga or any practice?
Yes.
You're saying yam is a negative thing, right? Don't do this. You have been practicing this, you should remove this. So that's the first step. Right? Remove certain practices. That is yam. Niyam is now you substitute, now you change your life, you substitute with something positive. Is that how it works?
Yeah, exactly. So the do's and don'ts, these are the don'ts, what you should not be doing. That's why Yaman, the Yaman word also comes from there only. Yama means what? The God who takes a life, death. That is what not needed. Death is what not needed. So that's a don't, right? So that's why the Yaman comes. So if you do it, the Yaman will come. Whatever is not we are supposed to do, if you're doing that, the Yaman will come close. You're getting angry, for example, you'll give all your life energy is gone. You have meditated so far. See the example of Ravana. Ravana is a great Siddha. He did so many things. But his only weakness, he had only one weakness. That's all. He had only one weakness. Ravana is amazing. He is Ravana Kavyam and all, like he has Marma points and all. He has classified all the Marma points. Even Rama, like Rama, they celebrate Ravana also. Equally in Sri Lanka, he has a temple and everything. But these historical things, right? But he had a different kind of thing that he did practice. He practiced higher dimensions of all meditations, nice meditations, but he did not do the introspection, the don'ts. That is coming, you're getting, the immoral sexual passion he had, right? So that's the only. So that is why both are important. The yama not to do is also important. What to do, where the dinacharya comes, what to do in the morning, why do you wake up, what food you eat, all these things become, these are completely, they are very two are very important parallelly. We have to see this parallelly because we are living parallelly today. Like what you do, if you concentrate, you don't know what to do also. If I tell them to eliminate certain diets, I tell them, people don't eat this. These are junk food, modern foods, these are junk food. but that's a yama. But what they eat, they don't know. If they remove junk food, say for example in this country, if I remove bread and all the cheese and all, they don't know. What do I eat, Dr. Shan? You're telling this, what else is there? So immediately I have to tell the niyama also. There's a need for that. What do you eat? What is
That
a
means
good?
yam and niyam go together. They
Yes,
cannot be two separate steps, right?
exactly.
At the same time.
In today's world, they have to go in parallel.
It's complementary, right? They have to be
Exactly.
done together. And same thing, maybe asana and pranayama go together later on, right?
Yes.
Sit down, what to do.
No, some aspects they go together, but now some aspect of asana, pranayama, even up to taranai, can be practiced a little bit every day because they are very useful. For example, taranai. Taranai is very important also. Tarana or taranai, we call it, right? So you have to focus meditations. Will give you the willpower. Say if you're 12 seconds, you're focusing on a particular object, you give enormous willpower. Like for example, we do the diya for us, the diya meditation, photo medicines. Those all are boost for you, right? You're spending like at least if you're spending 5 minutes on that every day, yama niyama becomes very easy. It's not that you have mastered that. For mastering that, it takes time. But utilizing that technique is okay. So it's not that you have to wait for a longer time to do that higher type of meditations.
So in the retreat, are you going to cover some of this practice? Yama, niyama,
Yeah, we
I
do
don't know
every day.
which ones are possible.
I cover mostly yama. We start with food. We cover all the things that you don't eat. I implement practically in the thing what we eat. We bring organic. We bring all the unprocessed food, best food available, and we do ancient preparation steps. So already they're seeing, they're eating, they're seeing that how it digestion happens, everything, and waking up early morning happens automatically. You're doing meditation, asanas are covered, all the 8 parts are covered in that. But that alone is just a demo, a school. It will give an imprint, a deep thing. Oh, okay, this is working for me. So when they go home, see, okay, I have done something. This makes an impact for them. So that will always pull them when they're down. Went to this retreat. This is what I learned. So I want to implement this now. Okay.
So if somebody had a certain health condition, for example, let's take example of diabetes. If somebody is diabetic and he comes to the retreat, so what are the processes that will help him improve his condition?
Yes.
All this
This is
yum
excellent
yum, all
question.
this,
So because people,
or something else.
yes, yama will definitely help. If there's somebody is diabetic, what all you should not be eating? What kind of yoga you have to do? They understand your body type. Your metabolism is high. So this kind of body type, what all you should not do when your metabolism is high. Which time you should avoid, which time you should take, like those things. That mainly, for example, diabetes. If you're not chewing the food right, you'll have diabetes. But that's a yama. What you should not be doing is like eating and talking, watching some TV and talking. All these are vidhis of the yama vidhis. So they did not follow. And therefore, so with the yama itself, with the do not do things itself, you can do lot of changes in life. Very important. The yama vidhi here in the modern science also they gave us what you call the elimination diet. Elimination diet is a yama vidhi, but within that culture they give. Because if you eliminate the diet here, they don't know what to eat. Niyama is not there. Here, if you replace any food, another junk food only is available. So that's all the veganism and all came. Veganism is junk food only, if you look at it. Vegans may mostly eat junk food. They'll have the same disease as non-vegans.
So do you think it'll be a change for people when they come to the retreat, or it'll become difficult, or they just get trained and it'll be easier for them to follow?
Yes, it is follow, because see, in retreat there is a field created. When a field is created, shift happens. 2-3 days we are in a different field. We're creating a field. A field is like an electric field, magnetic field. You're coming inside and you're sitting. Shift becomes very easy. The frequency goes lower. When you're making, when the mental frequency is lower and you're observing these things, then implementation becomes much easier. So now you're all attending this, but a certain percentage would have gone because you're rushing up. You just had a breakfast and you're starting this day. But when in a retreat we set up your, so you're there completely to only to listen to that. And if we are techniques to reduce your mental frequency. When the mental frequency is lower, you're observing, then implementation becomes much easier. 2-3 retreats if they attend, they will try to continuously attend. They would like to. They see some value. That's what Muthu has been telling. He has attended all the retreats.
So you
Because he
still have
sees
some
value.
spots available. So you have still some spots available in the retreat, or is it completely full
Yeah,
now?
we can take this time. We have spots available because the hotel, the space is very big. We can accommodate
It's a
up
big
to
hotel.
50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank
those
you.
who are at least in the United States, try to make it. You can contact me and make it. Because time is very short. Time will fly, and we will have all things coming up in our life. Many things come up, and fast. Time flies, and life ends somewhere miserably. So high time we get into our mode, deeper mode, where what is our real purpose? That purpose, if we align, nature will test us. You don't have to do anything. It will give the answers within you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's way past the hour. Maybe we can
Yes.
finish it now.
All right then. Yeah. So thank you all, and we'll see you maybe not next week. I think next week I have the retreat. We'll see if retreat that time I can talk about the same thing, as a topic. If it is open to everybody, we'll figure out that. Let you know. I don't know how the logistics can work, depending on that. Okay. So we'll follow, step by step niyama and other things we can go for the next few weeks. So we'll continue to attend this. Okay. Thank you.